Hello there, my beautiful friends. Happy new month, everybody. Happy Diwali. Before we get started, I want to make an apology. I had done a video. I know I said my video will be up at 2. I don't know what happened. The voice just is flat. I was so disappointed, but I'm a believer that everything happens for a reason. So, let's get started. Welcome to my channel, Divine Calling. Here, we inspire people to give care and create awareness on healthy aging, especially our elders and people who live with disability. My name is Agnes Morago, caregiver, life coach. Do you know what it takes to change someone's life? You will. Taking care of an elderly person or someone who is living with a disability is not an easy task. It requires patience and grace from God. Why? Because constant care is required. So today, I will share with you 7 tips of becoming an amazing caregiver. But before we get started, I just want to say this in a very honest way. I want to be blunt. I want to say that caregiving is not for everyone. Caregiving is a passion. Caregiving comes from the heart. Caregiving, you have to be hands on. You have to be willing to do some things for some people. So, being a caregiver takes a lot of strength from God, like I said. So, who is a caregiver? A caregiver is a person who offers physical, practical, and emotional support to someone who needs help. A caregiver can be a family member, just like I took care of my mom. A caregiver can be a friend. A caregiver can be a self employed person who has trained to give care. A caregiver wears so many hats. It's not a must that you will be stationed in one place. And this video, share it to anyone who wants to go and find a job out there in the States, out there in Canada, in the UK. Guys are all happy and excited that caregiving pays. Oh, you'll get 300,000, oh, you'll get 400,000. Caregiving comes with a lot of effort. So, like I said, you will wear many hats. You will be called out to go for grocery shopping. You'll be called out to wash the house. You'll be called out to wash dishes. You'll be called out to go and take this patient or relative or the person that you're looking after for hospital appointments. Maybe they want to go and visit a family member. You're still going to go there and drive them to that family member. Hold on with them as they make conversation with their family members. Okay, you'll get bored because you can't understand what they're saying. You're in the car waiting. So that is why I said being a caregiver is an all-round thing. And guess what? You're there 24/7, 365 days a year. Of course, you have offs. Like today is a public holiday. You cannot get a public holiday if you don't have someone to cover for you. You will still be working. So, being a caregiver, you're in it in the long haul. So, without further ado, what are these qualities that I'm talking about? Quality number 1, empathy. What is empathy? Empathy is about being compassionate. Empathy is about having sympathy. Empathy is about genuine love. You see that person that you love so dearly to you, like the way I love my mother, like the way I love my sister, like the way I love my future husband when I get one, is the same genuine love that you're going to give this resident, this patient, or this client that you're looking after. Because having empathy, you will have to give this person an emotional support when they need to. Empathy is about wearing the shoe of the other person, having a feel of what it feels, and thinking, what are they feeling? How would it happen if this happened to me? How would I like to be treated? How would I like to be cared for? And when you put that question into you, you are going to care with love. Point number 2, patience and understanding. You see, when you're working with old people, you will need a lot of patience. These people are slow in what they do and how they do their things. You have to understand that they have to take their time when they are getting up even from a seat to walk to the bathroom. You have to support them because their gait is not as stable. They are not as strong as you are. Sometimes when you're feeding them, you have to take your time. You see the way we eat a spoon after the other? You have to give them time to chew their food, to swallow their food, and you cannot get tired. The third point, enthusiastic. You have to be an enthusiastic person. You have to be full of positivity. You have to have a positive attitude when you're at work. It doesn't matter if you had a fight with anyone. Once you step into work, you have to put on a smile and you're happy to be working because who knows? Maybe the patient or maybe the resident or maybe the person that you're looking after has depression and they want to pour out their heart, assuming they've lost all their property and their family is far away from them. This is a person that is disturbed mentally, emotionally. They want to talk to you, they want you to be there, they want you to be with them, listen to them. So, being enthusiastic is a positive thing, being a caregiver. The fourth point, and a very important one at that, is lack of prejudice. What do I mean? When you become a caregiver, you will meet people from all walks of life, be it age, race, culture, sexual orientation, and you cannot back out. You can't say, I'm not going to look after them because their religion is not my religion. I'm not going to look after them because they are gay or they belong to the LGBTQ. If you are a caregiver, you have to play your part. You have to care. You have to offer your support because you decided to be a caregiver. This is where I tell people if caregiving is not for you, please go be a mechanic. Please go be a banker because you have to switch your role. You have to be in your heart. You are not a judgmental person. You know, I always tell my friends, those who know me well, they know I don't judge. If I see someone doing something, I say to myself, I'm not a saint either. Maybe that's why they are doing that. God is going to judge them. But I don't find myself judging people. And if you're a person who is so judgmental, caregiving ain't for you. Where were we? Point number 4, self-care. You have to take care of yourself. What is self-care? Self-care is all about you looking after your own needs because there is no way you're going to look at the needs of another person or there is no way you're going to take care of another person if you are not taking care of yourself. I'll give an example of myself. I love to take care of myself. I love to eat healthy. Yes, sometimes I'll do junk, but most of the time I do healthy foods. So I encourage caregivers to do healthy food because healthy food will give you a strong immunity. Healthy food will give your brain a boost because the nutrients that are being absorbed will help you physically, mentally, and emotionally. And you need to have a good system for you to take care of a sick person. I sleep early. I sleep 8 hours a day. I like to rest. My beauty sleep is so important to me as a caregiver because I have to get enough rest so that I take care of the person the other day. Other things that I look into is like exercising. I do exercises because exercises raise your dopamine. They give you mental clarity. You are well. Yani you're smiling. The day is good, and you have a positive attitude. So self-care is so important. And some of the things that you should do as a caregiver, you make a schedule of how your work is going to be. Have some time management. Prioritize your tasks. You know what you're supposed to do. Delegate where you cannot be able to do. Like I said, a caregiver does so many things. You can tell the family member, can you please help me to get the grocery because I can't be able to do it. I have something that I'm doing. We have to do exercises with so and so. So you have to balance your time. Another thing that you could do meditations. There are people who love to do yoga. There are people who love to go swimming. Create a thing that gives you time for yourself. If you're a reggae lover like me, I love listening to reggae. I can do it in the house. My favorite spot to listen to reggae is Kifaru, or better known as Kifanje. They have a slogan that says, Aluta ni jamo kanairo. I encourage you guys to visit Kifaru. Go listen to the reggae that is being played there. You're gonna love it. Your head will just be swaying like this. Reggae music is positive music. Reggae music is positive vibrations. Reggae music is roots and culture. If you listen to the words that these singers sing, reggae music is the future. Let me tell you. I am not joking about this, by the way. Nobody can stop reggae. So, have some time for yourself. I'm not doubting or I'm not saying that these other genres of music are not good, but listen to something that will help you grow, right? So, self care is so important. The other point of being a good caregiver is personal development. Personal development means as a caregiver, you don't stop being a caregiver. Even if you had a previous life, but you changed your role to be a caregiver, you don't stop at that. You read more on how the techniques are in the caregiving world. You can venture more into a nursing industry so that it makes you stronger and you know how to take care of the people that you are giving your care to. Again, do trainings, visit workshops that deal with caregiving. Last time I mentioned there's a school that I went to. Why am I advocating for this school this much? Because you get to study in that school. There is practical work. They don't have to send you to a home. They have a care home right at where they are. And why I love this institution, it's because it has specialized with dementia. Dementia is taking over this world at a very, very fast rate. Join me in my next episode. We will tackle dementia. So, this institution, top notch. Come, I'll hold your hand. I'll introduce you to this institution. I will leave my number in the description box below, and you are going to thank me. The things that you're going to learn there, before you hop onto that plane to go and be a caregiver outside there, make sure you get some good training because caregiving is not a joke. So, my last point is effective communication. You have to be an effective communicator with simple language. Don't use jargons, don't use your sheng, just use a language that that person can relate to. And it's going to be easy for you. Your tone of voice is very, very important because how you talk shows your body language and how you feel. So when you're talking to the elders, when you're talking to a person that you're looking after, please have effective communication. Be willing to help. Be willing to listen. Because if you're not a good listener, again, caregiving is not for you. So, those are the 7 tips that I had for becoming an effective caregiver. Always remember that being a caregiver inspires others with what you're doing. It is not an easy job, yes. It is a job that only God can be able to pay you. You remember I told you I left my work to go support my mother. Not everyone can be able to do that, but you can be able to hold your house assistant's hand and take her to training and let her learn how to deal with elder care. Let her learn how to deal with a sick person at home because the training that she will do will help you be at peace, knowing that you have left your mother, you have left your father, you've left your guardian in the safest hands. So, with that said, thank you for listening to me. Join me on my next episode next Friday. I will be tackling dementia. Until then, peace, love, and light.